Hello everybody, this is the MaineGraniteGuy back in action, kind of switching gears here a little bit. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble a miter in a Postform laminate countertop, Formica countertop, etc, etc. Everything you will need to do so, and how to do it. First off, I've got myself some Elmer's wood glue. I've got myself 4 of the standard miter bolts. These are also the same bolts that you use for the turnbuckle in my video on how to install an undermount sink to a granite countertop. That is a 7/16 wrench. Got myself a vice grip clamp, a little piece of wood. First thing you want to do is set your top up so it's somewhat level. You know, you want it to be close to level so when you're putting it together you're not fighting with it to get this where you need it. And from there, I will show you how I go about doing it. Bear with me here. As I stated, I've got this, somewhat level, close. Pull that apart. What I like to do is put my wood glue in a little cup, like so. And on my bigger piece that I'm not going to be moving, I just take a glove and smear it on the edge. I make sure I put a lot of glue in the front here, just because the first bolt is a good 4 inches from the front, so I want that to be nice and solid when it's done. Smear it on the edge. Make sure you get a nice coat. You don't want to take too long with this either. I mean, the wood glue doesn't set up super fast, but it goes reasonably quick. You got probably 10 minutes before it's going to be set pretty well. You're not going to be able to frig with it anymore. Nice coat. I also put a nice heavy coat right here on the backsplash roll. And on the back I also do this side, just a little coat, same as I do on the front. Okay, I've got my glue on. I'm going to push my top together here. This is where your clamp comes in. A little piece of Formica strip here just to keep it from scratching. And I just loosely put this on the back just to hold me somewhat where I need to be, but so I can still move it around if I need to. Okay. Now, go to the front. Make sure you're lined up nice. Looks good there. I'm going to take my first bolt, spin it in about halfway so I'm close. Go underneath your first hole, put your bolt in, finger tight to where you roughly want it to be. Snug it up just a little bit. Now I'm going to adjust my height. I like to get the front really perfect right here, so it's nothing you're going to mess with after the fact. That's pretty good there. Take a little shim. Stick that up under here. Okay, I like that. Now that I got that front where I want it, I'm going to snug that first bolt right up. Back's still somewhat good. Off a little bit, the second one there. So what I'm going to do is get my second bolt started and then take my clamp off the back, and that allows me to move both pieces. that snug just a little bit. This comes off. Now you can play with them. You can see I'm pushing this way off, but that's alright because that's going to put me where I need to be up here. Which this one is going to be difficult and not want to line up. I loosened that front bolt and that kind of put me down here a little better where I needed to be now that I've got the second one started. So now I'm going to snug that first one back up. Now I'm going to mess with this again. A little high. Alright, that feels good. I like that where that second bolt is, so now I'm going to snug that up. Guess I go a little more there. Okay, I like that. The glue helps to kind of keep it where you want it. Now I can feel that being thrown off a little as I snug it, so I'm going to go back again. Check what I've got. Okay, I can live with that. Front and back really snug. I mean the first and the second rather, sorry. I'm going to go to my third one, but I also like to go to the back side now. Third one started. Again, you want to just snug it enough so you can still move the tops, but the bolts stay there. Now see, I'm pushing here and I'm picking up here. Doesn't affect these much because they're nice and tight. Feel underneath where your third bolt is, right roughly here. It's not too bad in between. You can already feel that glue getting tight, so I ain't got much time left. Nice, I like that, so I'm going to tighten that third bolt. Beautiful, I love it. Okay, now my back, I'm going to start my fourth bolt, get that somewhat close. I like that. Again, spin this about halfway. Got glue on it so I don't want to spin. Get it just lightly snug. Enough so it's a hold, but you can still move the top. And honestly, that feels freaking pretty good. You don't want them too perfect, but you want it nice. Nice, right there. Snug it up. Now when you're tightening your bolts, you want to be careful because they tend to want to pull out through the bottom. And if you go too tight, you'll bust the underneath and then you're in a whole mess of trouble. Okay, I am really happy with that. The last thing I like to do which I'll show you is right here on the backsplash. I like to pre-drill and put a small little bolt in there, screw rather, sorry. You have to pre-drill. If you don't, you will split it. So I will try to demonstrate here for you and not knock my camera down. You only need about 1 5/8 inch screw. Right there. And just snug that screw right in there. Perfect. Perfect. Now that that's done, of course you've got some glue that's spilled out. And this Elmer's wood glue, luckily you can just take a wet cloth, wipe it off. It doesn't affect your miter too much. You don't want to get it too wet, you just want a wet cloth. Get the excess glue off there. It's pretty good. A little bit off right there. I've got everything tight. So I'm going to take a hammer, and I cannot stress enough, be careful. I've taken and put a hammer right through these before when I was a greenhorn. So there's a little bit of a ridge right there. That's it. I'm going to pick up on this side with a shim. And I like to use a decent sized shim just because that will help close the gap as the glue sets. Really, just kind of picking it up in the air. Got my hammer. Everything feels good other than right there. So I'm just going to tap that. It's not bad. Throw my very front off just again. There goes my shims. Now that I'm ready to be done, I'm going to make sure I put that back in there. Another thing you can do as well is to shim up the other side, and again that just kind of pinches it closed as the glue's setting up. My biggest problem I run into with these is this very, very front. It just doesn't like to hold, like I said. You can still get a little wiggle room out of it, which I just did. I'm happy with that. Don't like that little ridge though. You know, overall it's not bad. I guess I'm not going to get rid of it. So rather than get myself in hot water by trying too hard, I'm going to call it and leave it. And there you've assembled a miter. I'll show you what the underneath looks like. My bolt holes there. Again, those are a 7/16. The exact same bolts that I used in the video of mine showing you how to install an undermount sink to granite. I've just switched gears, kind of switched my career a little bit, and I'm now doing Formica. So there you are. That is how to do it yourself, how to assemble a miter in your own laminate countertop. I hope this helps somebody. Thank you much.